I just want to say thanks to all of my old friends out here. This is, all right, we got enough volume here? Okay, everyone here all right? Okay, well first off, it's obvious I just owe you a tremendous thanks. Or all of you that had worked so hard on my political career, back when I was a voice in the wilderness. This was Mark and it was me and engaged on this. At the time, what everyone thought was a hopeless quest to win the 14th district for the U.S. Congress. And we went and we did it with so much of help from so many of you. And I can't thank you enough because it made everything possible. And what's happening in Congress is probably worse than it looks. The gridlock from Republican leadership is really it's really amazingly bad. If you look at just immigration, it's one of the things that you'd think we ought to be able to get in this country. 78% of people in Illinois believe that we should have comprehensive immigration reform. 78%, only 18% opposed, including a majority of Republicans support immigration reform. And, but, okay here? Yeah. All right. Okay, and so despite all of that, what we're seeing is the Senate has passed comprehensive immigration reform. All that John Boehner has to do is to bring it up for a vote, and we're 5 days away from having the president sign it. And he's not doing it. He's not doing it because the Republican leadership is terrified of the Tea Party win of the Republican Party. And it's just that bad. And so you see that again and again. You see that on the Violence Against Women's Act, which is something that essentially all Americans support. The Senate did their job and they passed the Violence Against Women's Act. And then you see the Republicans arguing amongst themselves and being completely incapable of doing anything. And so the only reason that something got passed was the Senate bill was brought up in the House and it was passed. And so that is the only way that we can get stuff done in this Congress with the Tea Party chokehold on Republican leadership. Anyway, it's a challenge, but I think it's also an opportunity for Democrats, because what we're going to see is a continuation of the drift in the Democratic direction over the next course of the next year and a half. And the things that are going to be driving that, first off, are the continued Republican refusal to move forward on things like immigration reform. You're going to see the Republicans threatening to shut down the government. We are now about a month and a half away from running off the cliff on shutting down the government. And the Republicans have decided that we should spend 5 weeks off this month, and in the whole month of September, they've scheduled only 9 work days before the government shutdown. And so we're heading off a cliff at a very high speed, and they're unwilling to do the hard work and the compromises to avoid the government shutdown. And so we're going to see a mess there. And then finally, there's a positive thing for Democrats that you can see starting already. And that's that I think a year from now, it will be obvious to everyone that Hillary Clinton is running. And that she is very likely to win. And during the next election, you're going to see the Clintons come out and help all of the contested congressional and Senate seats around the country. And so as a result of that, you're going to see a level of Democratic enthusiasm that goes up and up and up, even in an off-year election. And you're going to see the Republicans get depressed because they're going to realize that because they continue to marginalize themselves and separate themselves from the mainstream of American thought, that they are going to be out of power for more than a decade. Anyway, so just keep your eye on it. You heard it here first. You're going to see a really good Democratic election next year, and you're going to see a wave that is going to sweep Dennis Anderson into the U.S. Congress. Thank you all.
Thank you, Bill Foster, for your kind words and coming out to our event. As always, Bill, thank you for your votes, your progressive values, and your labor support. We really appreciate that. It means a lot to all of us and many of us from the Democratic Party. Thank you for attending.